here again, and for many of you, that means working out to get that perfect bikini body. But for the 10 people on this list, weight management is a whole different meaning. Here is a list of 10 of the fattest people in the world. Donna Simpson. At her peak, Donna weighed nearly 1,000 pounds. At age 9, Donna weighed 184 pounds. She was bullied in school and called Fatty Four Eyes. In 2007, she became the heaviest woman ever to give birth at 532 pounds. 30 doctors performed cesarean section on her. After giving birth, she set herself a goal to become the world's fattest woman. She set up a website where fans can subscribe to watch her body and also watch her eat. She consumed an average of 15,000 calories a day. In 2010, Donna ate a 30,000 calorie Christmas dinner, which included 2 25-pound turkeys. Donna decided in August 2011 to lower her weight to 370 pounds in order to be able to look after herself and her children. Kenneth Brumley. At his peak, Kenneth Brumley tipped the scale at a staggering 1,033 pounds. As heavy as a grand concert piano. Brumley's weight problem started in his late teens, when he used food to deal with emotional problems. At the height of his eating problem, he consumed an average of 30,000 calories per day. He was a star on the documentary Half Ton Dad. After being bedridden for 4 years, he was accepted as a gastric bypass patient at a hospital in Houston. A fire crew had to be called in to break an entire wall down to get him out. The hospital reduced his diet to 12,000 calories per day, and he lost 168 pounds in just 40 days as a result. Brumley has since lost about 500 pounds after undergoing surgery. Myra Rosales. It is amazing to think that Myra Rosales only weighs about 200 pounds today. At her peak, this 36-year-old Mexican-American weighed in at 1,036 pounds and was the heaviest living woman ever recorded at the time. She came to the world's attention when she was put on trial for the murder of her 2-year-old niece. However, it was revealed during her trial that her sister had hit the child with a hairbrush, which caused his death. Myra had lied to cover up for her sister by saying that she fell and crushed the child. Rosales became very popular with the media because of her weight, and even landed a show with TLC called The Half Ton Killer. In 2013, Rosales revealed to a Spanish TV show that she had lost 800 pounds following a series of surgeries. Here is Rosales today, weighing only 200 pounds. Khalid bin Mohsen Sha'ari. Sha'ari was so fat that the king of his country had to intervene. At the age of 22, Sha'ari was an incredible 1,345 pounds. He was declared the heaviest person on the planet and the second heaviest person ever recorded in 2013. Sha'ari was so overweight that the King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia considered it a national embarrassment and ordered him to be removed from his home and taken to the hospital for treatment. When the king of your country orders you to be taken to the hospital because of your weight, then you know you've hit rock bottom. Following treatment, Sha'ari has since lost 705 pounds, over half his body weight. Manuel Uribe. Manuel Uribe Garza was one of the most famous obese people ever known. At his peak, Uribe topped 1,316 pounds. In January 2006, a Mexican TV network ran an emotional plea for help for him. This led to assistance from both the private and public sectors. Uribe had been unable to leave his bed for 4 years. He landed 2 television shows, The World's Heaviest Men in 2007 and The World's Heaviest Man Gets Married, aired in 2009. By February 2008, doctors and nutritionists had helped him to lose an amazing 510 pounds. Uribe regained some of his weight in the following years and died of liver failure and other health issues in 2014 at the age of 48. He weighed 868 pounds when he died, and his body had to be transported on the back of a flatbed truck. Patrick Duell. At his peak, this Nebraska native weighed in at 1,072 pounds and was considered one of the heaviest people in the world. Deuel was also a subject of the Channel 14 documentary, Half-Ton Man. Deuel was a former restaurant manager. At one point, he was confined to his house for 7 years. He was so huge that one of his bedroom walls had to be cut out for paramedics to remove him from his house to the hospital. He was transported in a special ambulance, fitted with a ramp and winch system. After undergoing 2 operations, Deuel lost 570 pounds over a 12-month period. Patrick Deuel died at his home in Nebraska on April 29, 2016, aged 54. Paul Jonathan Mason. This is Paul Mason today, weighing about 308 pounds. But at his peak, Mason weighed in at 980 pounds. Mason began to eat food as a way with dealing with emotional problems that began when he was a child. Mason applied to the National Health Service of the UK for gastric bypass surgery to help deal with his weight problems. It'll take another 10 years before the NHS finally approved him for surgery. Mason had his surgery in 2010 after 2 years of counseling. He lost over 600 pounds over the next 5 years as a result of his surgery. He now weighs about 300 pounds and lives in Massachusetts, USA with his ex-fiancée. Keith Martin. Keith Martin was once the UK's heaviest man. The unemployed Martin weighed in at 980 pounds at his peak. He admitted that much of the weight had come from eating huge amounts of super cheap fast food. He would consume 20,000 calories a day, almost 10 times the recommended amount. He lunched and dined on kebabs, pizzas, and Big Macs, each time washing down the food with 2 liters of soda. He also snacked on sandwiches, chocolate, crisps, sweets, and biscuits. Keith, like many people, had some emotional issues, and he turned to food for comfort. His surgery was filmed for Channel 5 documentary 70 Stone and Almost Dead. Martin said before his operation, "I had resigned myself that either I was going to die in my bed or I was going to kill myself." Following his surgery, he lost about 546 pounds. Martin died in December 2014 from pneumonia. Katrina Rayford. This 38-year-old was once the fattest woman in the world, weighing in at a scale-busting 1,102 pounds at her peak. Bedridden for 5 years, medical professionals had to bulldoze the side of her home to free her from her bed after she suffered breathing difficulties. A mortified Rayford was transferred to the hospital on the back of a flatbed truck. This incident was a reality check for Rayford, who decided to go on a diet and lost 294 pounds as a result. She lost a further 210 pounds through her surgery, and now hopes to lose even more weight, and the 140 pounds of excess skin she has been left with. Andre Nasser. At his peak, Mr. Nasser weighed 1,033 pounds and was Australia's heaviest person. He had not left his house for almost 3 years and wrote a letter to a doctor begging him for help because he did not want to die young. 20 firefighters had to cut a hole out of the front wall of his home in Sydney in order to rush the severely obese man to the hospital after he developed pneumonia and a life-threatening infection between the folds of his skin. After spending 6 months in the hospital, where he slowly regained the ability to stand and walk again, Andre lost a total of 440 pounds. At his peak, he would eat more than 20 pieces of KFC chicken in a single sitting and drank up to 6 liters of soft drink each day. Nasser was clinically obese by the age of 3, and his unhealthy addiction to food had seen him weigh 440 pounds by the age of 18. Andre wants to lose a further 331 pounds to cut his weight down to 265 pounds, almost a quarter of his peak weight.